amidst the crazy after the court storm. Duke back home at Cameron Indoor after an eventful weekend in Winston-Salem. Blue Devils home for the Louisville Cardinals. And with a win tonight, Duke can wrap up a top 4 seed in the ACC tournament. That comes with the coveted double bye. And with that, we say good evening. Anish Shroff, Randolph Childress with you. Much was made over Duke's loss to Wake Forest on Saturday and the ensuing court storm. We saw what happened to Kyle Filipowski. He limped off the court. The good news for Duke, Filipowski's knee feeling better. He will play tonight.
And I think no one's happier to see him back out there than Coach Shire. He's one player for this Duke lineup. He's a replacement. Everything goes around him, and glad to see him back, glad to see him healthy. They need to get this win tonight.
Filipowski's back, but Caleb Foster is out with a lower leg injury. He's week to week, so Tyrese Proctor goes back into the starting lineup.
They won't miss any production in their starting lineup. That starting lineup, though, was 10-1. But the concern you got to have heading into March is the bench production. Let's monitor Duke's bench and see who can come in and give them an added lift.
Louisville has lost 3 in a row. Duke, despite the loss on Saturday, has won 5 out of 6. Officials tonight, Jamie Luckey, TV Ted Valentine, and Keith Kimball. Second meeting of the season between Duke and Louisville. Blue Devils won handily at the Yum Center back in late January. Here's the freshman Jared McCain, and able to draw the early foul on Mike James. McCain, over the last 19 games, averaging a team best 16 points per.
He's just become more and more confident as the season's going on, and known for his prolific three-point shooting, but there, turning the corner and getting to the rim, drawing a foul. Forgot to ask him earlier what color was his nail polish going to be tonight on the fingernails.
McCain, as this season has worn on, continues to get better, and looks like it's a navy blue, maybe.
Like it's a dark, yeah, like it's a dark Duke colored blue.
Starting lineups for Louisville. Brandon Huntley Hatfield, the Tennessee transfer, former 5-star, has been their best player in conference. Sky Clark had 18 last Wednesday. That was Louisville's last game against Notre Dame. And here comes Clark, the drive, the kick. It's Trey White for 3. And we have not seen many threes of late from Louisville, just 10 in their previous 3 games.
They had, so it's a good sign when the first one goes down. And Duke trying to be conscious of controlling the paint on both ends of the floor, and that time Clark turns the corner, get in the paint, forces Duke in rotation, and kicks it out for an open 3.
You saw the starters for Duke. Jeremy Roach today making career start number 100. Clark too strong. Proctor the rebound. Roach and Filipowski, pick-and-roll game doesn't work, and Caleb Glenn takes it away.
Both teams are starting in drop coverage, trying to keep their big matchups on their bigs. They don't want to rotate unless they have to, let these guys just kind of stay one-on-one.
Huntley Hatfield going right at Filipowski, no good. Roach is there. And Glenn gets caught, tied up with the ACC preseason player of the year. Second team foul on the bill.
Filipowski did a great job there defending Huntley Hatfield on the other end, and then sprinting down the floor, forcing them to rotate. And that's why teams are playing in drop coverage. They want to keep those 2 guys on each other and forward rotation. Trying to match up. They'll switch with the other 4 guys, but they're going to try to keep Flip and Huntley Hatfield guarding each other.
Proctor off balance.
And when you see that as a guard, you want to get aggressive. You don't need to settle. When you come off that ball screen or that dribble handoff when you're in drop coverage, turn the corner, put pressure on the defense, and Proctor did a good job there.
Proctor had a career-high 24 against Louisville last month. Clark drew attention, turned it over.
A little over dribbling there and center of the floor. Duke is just sitting there in the driving lane looking to help out, and one of those unforced errors, turnovers there.
And Mark Mitchell called for steps.
So he just turned the corner and dropped coverage, and because Filipowski's in the game, Huntley Hatfield doesn't come over, and easy late.
A lot of dribbling by Clark. His pass knocked down. Filipowski ahead to Mitchell.
You don't want to turn it over in this building. No one, and I mean no one, is better after creating turnovers and turning it into transition points than Duke and Cameron. So you got to keep the crowd out of it if you're Cardinals, and take care of the basketball. A couple of careless turnovers here. Now you see them slowing things down, trying to get it inside.
Skip pass to James. Now it's White. And that three in and out. Now you mentioned those turnovers. Live ball turnovers have been an issue all season long for Louisville.
And there's just both times here it's come with over dribbling. Both teams have had a couple of careless turnovers. Just trying to do a little too much. Just get the deflection there, and the Filipowski, his skill set, he's the most skilled 7-footer in the country. Mark Mitchell fills the lane, and not many teams center can push the break, and a power forward can fill the lane, and it's one of the advantages that the Blue Devils have.
Clark in his last game was 7 for 8 from the field. He had missed the previous 2 with a rib injury.
Now, one of the issues that Sky Clark has is there's a lot of pressure on him to put pressure on the defense because there's not a lot of ball handlers on the Louisville team.
The shot clock winding down. Clark had to put it up.
You know, the Blue Devils have multiple handlers. They essentially have 3 point guards on the court.
Proctor, catch and shoot. Louisville has missed 4 of its first 5.
Duke did a really good job there. Roach getting through the defense, getting through the screen. And
Filipowski, the block on Huntley Hatfield. And Louisville almost turned it over. 5 to shoot. James over Mitchell. And it's knocked away. Last touch, Kyle Filipowski. And it'll be Louisville ball. 6-3. Duke on top. A win, and the Blue Devils clinch a double bye in the ACC tournament.
Court storming. Like, when are we going to ban that? Like, how many times does a player have to get into something where they get punched or they get pushed or they get taunted right in their face? And it's a dangerous thing.
The court storm heard around the world. You heard John Shire's comments. Kyle Filipowski tweeted afterwards, this got to change. There's been a lot of talk, a lot of hot takes in the past 48, 72 hours. But Randolph, a couple of things jump to mind. One, for the folks out there who are trying to vilify Kyle Filipowski and portray him as the villain, when you've got essentially a mob running at you, I'm not sure what else you wanted him to do. We talked about this before. Wake Forest did have protocols in place. It just didn't work.
Yes, I mean, there was a protocol in place. I've seen it. Now, it wasn't executed properly. I think we all know that. The most important thing is Filipowski's okay. I just think now that we have time to, you see him out here playing, we got time to reset, and that'll be tabled. I think the leadership of collegiate sports will step up and we'll get to the bottom of it and find a better solution for everybody. I think everybody will be happy.
Roach gets the lay-in. Now, a lot of talk if this is the tipping point that will outlaw court storms in college basketball. On paper, that may sound like a good idea. Putting that into practice, you can find a school, you can find a conference, all you want. I don't know if students who may have imbibed a little earlier that day care if their school's getting fined $100,000 or $1 million. They're going to storm the court if they want to.
Yeah, I don't think that some of the takes that was said about that, I think it's a little aggressive, and I think now everybody can calm down a little bit, and then the cooler heads prevail and we come up with a proper solution.
There comes James the other way. Huntley Hatfield, great position inside, and he drops it in.
Had to take advantage of that transition basket there. Louisville had numbers, and Duke unable to get matched up.
Filipowski is the only Duke starter not to have scored. Mitchell on the drop-off will shoot 2.
There's contact there. You see Filipowski's late. Finally find Huntley Hatfield there, point-blank range. He's going to be unstoppable. He gets it that deep.
And that's 2 early fouls on Mike James. Averages 13 a game, although last time out just 1 for 7, 2 points.
He means a lot to this lineup with his ability to draw fouls and the pressure he puts on the defense.
Saturday here on ACCN and the ESPN app, a lacrosse doubleheader. First, it's the UNC women hosting the Notre Dame women at 11 a.m. And then Johns Hopkins and Virginia, 2 storied programs, face off at Klockner at 1 Eastern. Right now, the #1 team on the men's side, the Duke Blue Devils. I was after practice earlier today, Randolph. They have the best team in the country, and they have in Brennan O'Neill, maybe not just the best player in college lacrosse, but maybe the best lacrosse player out there, period.
I saw you out there today talking to the coach watching practice. You were in your element for sure. I had to remind you we had a basketball game today.
I'm going to make you a lacrosse fan before we're done tonight. Jared McCain gets the crazies riled up.
No one is better at shooting the basketball with their feet set than Jared McCain. So on balance. Form looks good. Just almost want to count it before it leaves his hand.
Caleb Glenn for 3. That doesn't go. That's not a shot. Only 1 of 8 from 3 on the season now. Rhodes picked up by Huntley Hatfield. They got a mismatch on the inside. They try to throw it in. Glenn the intercept. And the speedy freshman, Tyler Johnson, up ahead to Clark, and that's what Tyler Johnson brings to this offense.
I think he's a difference maker for him, and his speed is something you envision. It's something you just can't practice. He and Burton are 2 guys in his league that I think are the fastest players in the league with the ball in their hand. And when your scout team guys can't prepare you for that speed when you get out on the court. It's a great job by Glenn coming over there, but he just pushes it, vision, great bounce pass across the court. These 2 guys together, I think, offensively help Louisville because now they got multiple handlers and multiple decision makers, and could be an advantage to see. Usually they play with, subbing each other, and now they're playing together, and I think it can be a good lineup against this Duke team that can attack so many different guys.
Filipowski still looking for his first points, and checking in for Duke, Sean Stewart, the freshman. This guy has crazy athleticism. School record 36-inch standing vertical. Zion Williamson, by the way, was 35 inches.
Yeah, he's an elite athlete and hadn't quite cracked the rotation consistently all year, but Shire told us tonight that he and Powell will get out there early and get those guys involved, and he needs to get these guys going because as March comes into play, they're going to be needed.
Again, no Caleb Foster tonight. He is week to week with a lower leg injury. Ryan Young in there as well for Duke. Reverse layup by Trey White, the USC transfer.
Knocked down 3 earlier that time, just turns and rips and trying to post up and use his size inside against the smaller backcourt. Any of the guards against Duke, he has a distinctive height advantage against them. He can just get it inside. He can just turn and elevate over top of him.
Proctor to Stewart, the elevation.
Young fella's showing coach, hey, I need to be in this rotation. Nice drop off and fine there, and great job getting yourself going. That's how you get going. Instead of setting outside, popping and taking the jump shot, he cuts, rewarded for his movement. And you don't want to get into a jumping contest near the rim with him at all.
Roach picks up the foul, just the first team foul on Duke.
Easy penetration here by Proctor, doing what he does, and Sean Stewart is up, and away. Duke Blue Devils up 6 here early, first half. Come back to it.
Duke has committed 5 turnovers already, and John Shire preached to us at shoot-around today. This is one of those don't assume games. On paper, Duke's a heavy favorite. They took care of Louisville with ease. Most teams have done that this season in the ACC, but you're coming off that high of playing at a sold-out Joel over the weekend against Wake Forest. We saw what happened to Wake Forest last night against Notre Dame. Now you face a quote-unquote lesser opponent, and sometimes you can get caught.
Well, he used that as ammunition for his team, saying, hey, you know what, we're coming off a loss here. And I think he reminded his guys what happened to Wake. He said, you know what, we're everyone's Super Bowl. We faced that against Wake, and we lost. And then expect that again here tonight. We need to come out with a sense of urgency. And a little sluggish on the offensive end with sloppiness with some turnovers.
That'll stay with Louisville. Meanwhile, the Cardinals on the season just 3-13 in the ACC, and away from the Yum Center, only 1 win all season. Been a tough go here in year 2 for Kenny Payne. Tyler Johnson can't get it in. Looked like he was trying to call timeout. Ends up getting it in. 4 to shoot. Clark pulls up. And the rebound to Roach.
I think Clark can turn the corner there. He rejected the screen. I don't think there was much in front of him. And he's settling for that mid-range pull-up. I think he can get all the way to paint. Forced rotation just finished.
McCain for 3. Too much. Okorafor couldn't bring it in. Young, the offensive rebound, and a fresh 20.
Ryan Young always seems to have an impact on the game. Do so many different things. It doesn't show up on the stat sheet. And defensively, he brings a physicality to this team. He plays really hard. He's unselfish on the offensive end. And while he was awarded to be one of the captains of this Duke team, his unselfish play.
The second season with the Blue Devils after coming over from Northwestern. And Jamie Luckey talks it over with Keith Kimball and Ted Valentine.
And initially he called the foul, and then now you see the elbow to the face, which is usually an automatic. Flagrant 1. It's unintentional. I think McCain's just trying to sell the foul there. He's driving and letting the officials know he's trying to sell the foul. I think this should be quick.
They'll look at this at the monitor. Duke has only committed 1 team foul in this first half. This would be Louisville's 6th. And if it's on Clark, it's his 2nd.
I like that we get the call right on these. I just wish we could figure out a way late game to speed this up. And I always say, can we have someone at the scores table at time that you know, that's like the 4th official or someone that's in charge of that can just say, look at it and give the officials the right call.
You're the replay judge, and they come to you instead of looking. He's got an answer.
Yeah, it just will speed it up. I think it's unfair at times late in ball games. You just get a timeout. You just automatically say, hey, I want you to take a look at it.
So they're going to call a technical on McCain and a common foul on Sky Clark.
That's what we expected to be. Louisville to shoot. That's the right call. It was accidental, but the right call.
And the free throw spins out. Six turnovers for Duke now, and That was the 5th team foul on Louisville, and White missed them both. You're on the road, you're at Cameron in Durham, you're 3-13 in conference play. You know, you got to make those.
Yeah, prior to that, he's played well offensively. He's hit a couple threes. He's the lead scorer on the floor right now with 5 points with this lineup out there. He's the only person with this lineup that has scored, so I see the reason for putting him there.
Curtis Williams, a freshman sharpshooter in there for Louisville. He's a sniper from the outside. Here comes White. The double by Roach. The tie-up, and we get a jump ball. Possession arrow to Duke.
I hope Jeremy Roach is okay there. And Shire mentioned this earlier in the shoot-around that when they run that middle ISO there, they turn their back, come from the weak side. Jeremy Roach gets his leg rolled up on underneath, but he did a great job coming from the weak side, creating that turnover.
Roach will stay in, and we get a first look at the night at the freshman TJ Power. He's in there to hunt shots from the outside. Hasn't played a whole lot this year. 18 games, only 6 minutes a game. But 23 of his 27 shots are threes.
Yeah, he's out there to do one thing, and that's shoot threes. And he's home. It's a great environment for him. He's comfortable here. You need to start getting these younger guys ready. Sean Stewart and these guys at the end of this bench, see if they can help become ACC tournament and into the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, especially given the uncertainty with Caleb Foster. We asked John Shire about it. He said he's definitely out this week and probably out through the end of next week. Said it would be a week-to-week issue. Johnson's three, not there. The Karen to Mitchell.
Yeah, when it's a week-to-week, you know it's pretty serious. Let's see if he's back by the ACC tournament, and you definitely want him helping for the NCAA. That starting lineup with him in it was 10-1 in the year.
Yeah. Mitchell banging inside.
There's really not a matchup on the floor for Mark Mitchell. When the rotation, they're really small when they switch, and as a 6'9", and his size and athleticism for Louisville, there's really not a matchup for him. That time they switch to the 5, and if he's dominating the 5 this way, there's just not much he can do. Core 4 is just that he has the height. You can see Coach Payton goes to his bench and brings Huntley Hatfield back in the game. He's going to play with the bigger lineup with those guys.
Duke's got Mitchell and Filipowski out there. Johnson on the drive, and there's that burst again.
Speed burn. I think he is as quick as they come. And I said, he and Burton with the ball in his hands for the fighting Irish. I think they're as fast as they come.
Mitchell thought about the line drive three, puts it on the floor. Loose ball, it's White.
They got numbers if they push it.
Johnson inside Huntley Hatfield to Okorafor, and fouled by Power. That's going to be his second.
But it all starts with Johnson. His speed and his ability to get by his defender. He gets in the paint, forces rotation, and I think Huntley Hatfield's ability to catch on the move. He's such a big-time talent on the move. He gets you here, drives, he can pass, he can score, and great drop off to his teammate there.
Coming up after this game on ACC Network, it's the premiere of Coach K and Roy Williams, Rivals Reunited. And it's an hour-long special featuring the coaching legends sitting down with West Durham together for an extensive conversation. For the first time since their college coaching careers began more than 40 years ago. They've been together on sets and at Media Day, but never like this. They did it at the Greensboro Coliseum. Great setting, they had a live studio audience, and just candid answers by two of the legends in this conference and two of the legends in college basketball. As White pushes in transition.
Coach K and Coach Williams still competing against each other, even in the chair. It should be great. I look forward to seeing it.
And Coach K, there was one great snippet. He's talking about, you know, his rivalry when Coach K started out at Duke with Dean Smith. And he said, You know, I knew how great Dean was back then, but I wasn't going to be the one to bow down and kiss the ring. And then once Duke and Mike Krzyzewski started to win, the appreciation for Dean Smith started to grow, knowing, wow, what he did is pretty darn impressive just down the road.
Just legendary coaches and unbelievable people, and I really look forward to seeing everything about that.
McCain, catch, release. Not there. Williams stays in bounds. Mitchell comes up with it. Roach, he's been lights out from three this season. 47%.
His best year in the Duke Blue Devils uniform, and this is the biggest difference in the first game between these two. Was the numbers and the percentages were the same. It was the 15 offensive rebounds by the Blue Devils that was the biggest difference in the game. Taking advantage of the glass there.
Johnson, the shake on Filipowski, tried to use the window.
Had him beat. I thought again. They're settling for mid-range jump shots off the bounce.
Roach pulls and hits. 100th career start for Roach, who scored at least 16 and 3 straight. Timeout, Kenny Payne.
That is must-see TV.
Give her the ball.
Are you kidding me? And it's a tie game.
He drinks it. I can't believe what I am witnessing.
The streak lives. He's in for the win.
The Blue Devils coming out, and Jeremy Roach here stepping into a three here. He banged his knee early. It seemed like it bothered him for a second, but nothing makes you feel better than back-to-back threes and your personal 6-0 run. Push the Blue Devil lead up to 6 here, and we see Jeremy Roach with 100 starts in his career. Look at that list of players right there.
Yeah, that is since 06-07, which was John Shire's first season in a Duke uniform. It's your Food Lions food for thought. And when we talked to John Shire about Roach's shooting, he said, listen, for 4 years, both he and Mike Krzyzewski have been preaching to Roach, you are a terrific catch and release guy. As McCain lets it fly and hits.
You've got to get to him on the catch. I think you almost have to say, hey, run him off the line at this point. I mean, his ability to get his feet set in rhythm and to catch and shoot, he's as good as there is in the ACC, if not the country.
No good by Huntley Hatfield. This is a danger zone for Louisville. Duke's on a 9-0 run. And for Louisville, we've seen these mini runs turn into game-ending, game-changing runs. But Johnson, the freshman, with the answer to quiet the crowd.
Something to keep an eye on. The possession before that, Huntley Hatfield had Filipowski on him, and he didn't leave him one-on-one. He came and he doubled. Forced the turnover and got the 3 in transition. And
Filipowski banged his knee in that court storm without a field goal so far. To the left hand, and that's his first made basket. 3 points for the sophomore.
I think the knee is okay. He turns, he pivots. And you pivot off that knee and with the nice left kiss off the glass. Nothing heals you like the ball. Gives you energy when you're scoring.
Curtis Williams misfires. He's been struggling from 3-point range, and that is his calling card. And we get a foul away from the ball on Duke. It's on Filipowski.
Yeah, look at that. He's just constantly banging. He's waiting to see if any help. Great footwork. Nice kiss off the glass with the left there by Flip. Here, he doesn't have to use that arm. You see the hook there, left arm, grabbing Glenn by the waist. You flip, just let him decide how he wants to play. If he wants to front, you'll get a flash to the top of the big and throw it over the top. If he stays behind, you just catch it and go to work like he did the previous possession.
And a demonstrative call at the other end by Ted Valentine as we get a kickball. I guess he wouldn't have it any other way.
Now you notice now Duke is switching ball screens. Now they're switching 1 through 5. And with this lineup, you want to run a ball screen with Huntley Hatfield and try to attack him inside with the guard and post that guard up.
Here comes Glenn. He set a career high in scoring in 2 of his last 4 games with a nice dip under Filipowski.
And what that does is, as a guard, if I'm switching on the big and he's posting me up, I don't want to help off the drive. Just what you just saw there. I want to stay to that big and try to keep him from getting leverage and getting position.
Filipowski tried the behind-the-back pass. And we got a whistle.
Flip is going to tell Sean Stewart, hey, young fella, when you're on the floor with me, I do it all. Keep your eyes open here. Look at this behind-the-back pass. No look there. Stewart wasn't ready for that.
And it'll be a 1-and-1. Huntley Hatfield picks up the foul. Sean Stewart, top 20 player coming out of high school. #1 player out of Florida, and his reputation when he got to Duke was as a defender, someone who can guard all 5 positions, and he had the rep as an elite shot blocker.
I think having Flip come back and move over to the center spot and play your center most of the year has hurt him some. They're not playing as big as they did last year. Last year, the front line was lively, and Filipowski played the 4, and Mitchell played the 3. And if they're under that team, he probably would have got more minutes as a freshman.
Power puts it on the floor. Left it short, tipped up, and out of bounds.
Powell's another one of those highly recruited, highly touted freshmen, and his strength is catching and shooting threes, and that time showing you he can put it on the floor as well.
Here's the lob to Stewart, who can go get it.
You're not going to throw that over his head. No help from the guard there. You saw the back screen. Gotta help.
And that's going to be a blocking foul on Stewart. The freshman tried to sell it.
Yeah, back screen there. Johnson's trying to tell Glenn to get through it and not in position to offer much help. Sean just goes up and gets that.
If you're Louisville, Randolph, you got to figure out a way to get Mike James going. The last time out against Notre Dame, he was a non-factor, 2 points, 1 for 7 from the field. He's scoreless tonight. This is your #2 scorer. And for most of the season, he was their #1 scorer.
He is, and he's gotten into foul trouble earlier. In a game like this, you just got to tell him, go play. Don't worry about fouls. Just stay aggressive. Tendency is to get passive.
Johnson ran out of an angle. Now McCain. Mitchell underneath. Too easy.
That's the problem. The biggest issue with this Louisville team is the inability to keep the ball out of the paint, either off the pass or dribble penetration. That time McCain just gets to the front of the rim. You have to rotate, and when you drop it off, the ball gets that deep. It's just impossible to get any rotation or any help.
And Stewart picks up his 2nd foul.
Sean Stewart here is going up, and away, catching a lob here, putting the Duke Blue Devils up 16.
Anish Shroff, Randolph Childress with you at Cameron Indoor. In the modern game, you've got to shoot the 3 and you've got to defend the 3. And of late, Louisville's done neither.
Well, it's impossible to. They're not a 3-point shooting team, and that's one issue they have on the offensive end of the floor. But their biggest issue is you look at it thinking they're not getting there. Part of the reason they're not getting the shooters is they can't contain the dribble. The ball is getting to the basket. They're constantly in rotation, and they're late to closeouts, and they're paying for it. And you can't win a lot of games with this type of discrepancy from behind the 3-point line.
And today, Louisville facing a Duke team that is shooting 39% from 3 in conference, tops in the league. The Blue Devils, #1 in ACC play in offensive efficiency, and Louisville in conference games last in defensive efficiency.
So it's safe to say that's not a pretty good matchup for you. I would just
there are better matchups.
Louisville here goes to the zone and creates a turnover out of it.
There's Trey White. Clark has the mismatch on Mitchell, gives it up.
And see, one thing here in your offense, you don't have 3-point shooting, but Duke doesn't have a shot blocker. Attack the rim, force rotation, force the whistle to blow.
James almost turned it over and does.
I think he saw the trap coming and tried to skip it, but just unable to execute the play.
Proctor wants space. Johnson steals it away. He is photon fast. Huntley Hatfield regains and gets the tip.
That's what I'm saying. Get the ball in the paint to the rim. Good things happen for you. You force rotation now. Huntley Hatfield doesn't have anybody to box him out. He's able to gather, miss, and tip, go to the offensive glass. Now they're in the zone.
Proctor's three, no good.
You're going to give up shots in the zone. You've got to make sure you secure the rebound and good possession there.
Clark down the lane.
There you go.
We'll get a foul on the floor. To your point, hey, there's not a shot blocker that demands your respect. Go to the basket.
Absolutely. This is the aggression. You see now, Huntley Hatfield was like, hey, you're on Filipowski switch. You get out. Huntley Hatfield comes in, and good things happen. You don't have to be a great shooting team. Know what you are. But one thing you can do, you got to be able to drive the ball to the rim, put pressure on, you force rotation. And second possession in a row, now your big is involved because he's cleaning up the glass and getting loose balls off the penetration of the guards.
5 points, 7 rebounds, including 4 offensive rebounds for Brandon Huntley Hatfield. He's been their top scorer in ACC play. And really, in a league full of quality big men, because Louisville's record is not amongst the better teams, he gets lost. He is one of the better big men in this league.
I don't think there's a team in the league he couldn't start for, either at the 4 or the 5. I mean, he's that talented, that good.
Mitchell driving on Huntley Hatfield, and the whistle blows. It is a foul on Huntley Hatfield, his second.
They're going to try to stay in the zone to help him. He's averaged, look at that, 18 and 8, nearly 60% from the floor in the last 6 games. And you see him telling Coach Payne, you know, my bad. You can't commit another foul here in the last 2 minutes of the half.
Nobody at the scores table, so it's not as if Okorafor is going to spell him.
He scored your last few points. You got to have him out there.
Have you had a Mark Light shake?
I have.
You have not.
No.
Next time you're in Coral Gables, stop by the old ballpark. Mark Light shake. Miami and Florida. Second of 3 ACC baseball, 3 Eastern this Saturday. All sorts of flavors. The milkshake at the Miami baseball games. We walked by when we were there a few weeks ago.
Wait a minute, I was there with you. So you went and got a shake and didn't take me, is what you're telling me.
Well, they weren't playing. We walked by when the office was closed.
Okay.
One of the perks of doing a game there is right around the 7th inning stretch. A little bit before that, they come ask you for your flavor, and then they bring it up to you.
So what's your flavor? What you telling me? What should I go?
There's this peanut butter Reese's concoction. Does the trick every time.
Any peanut butter thing, you got me right there.
Pull up by McCain. Another offensive rebound. It's Mitchell. In the first meeting, Duke had 15 offensive rebounds. Filipowski to Mitchell, and Johnson really had one option, which was to foul.
That's one thing the freshmen have to learn. Can't get caught behind when you know you're in the switch. He's got to get around in front there. Got trapped behind Mitchell there. There's nothing he can do.
A 1-and-1 for Mitchell, who had a double-double last month against Louisville.
Actually played really well. He had 20 and 12 last game, and misses the front end of the 1-and-1 there, and empty possession there for the Blue Devils.
Mitchell's got 8 tonight. Duke is 30-3 when he scores 10 plus, as Sky Clark able to draw the foul. You know, if you're Louisville, you watch this first half and you're probably saying Duke hasn't played all that well.
No, they haven't, but you helped them with that with early turnovers, and now these last couple of minutes you see they're doing a better job of attacking the rim, challenging Duke at the rim, forcing rotation, and they're starting to pile up fouls on Duke and climb back into this game a little bit, make it a game.
Louisville just 8 for 30 from the field, 1 for 11 from 3, and now 4 of 8 from the free throw line. Duke, on the other hand, has shot it well, but has turned it over 10 times, which is already more than their season average.
Credit to Louisville, they're flying around. I think the recipe for them is not to settle. They're taking 11 threes here in the first half. They're only 1 of 11, and you can't shoot yourself in the foot missing free throws, but continue to attack the rim and put pressure on his defense.
John Shire calls a timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Duke up 13. 13-point lead for Duke, and the Blue Devils have gone more than 3 minutes since their last field goal, but Louisville's missed 6 of its last 7. Cardinals have left some points at the free throw line. They haven't shot it well. Duke has been sloppy with the basketball. It hasn't been the most aesthetic opening 20 minutes, but Duke's still up very comfortably.
They're shooting the basketball well. The only thing that stopped the Blue Devils is they've stopped themselves from turning the basketball over, and credit to Louisville. They've been active. They've been rotating and getting their hands on deflection and changing their defenses is what you have to do when you're playing against a team as talented as the Blue Devils are. You just can't give them the steady diet of the same thing, and now they're in foul trouble. Let's see if they change their defense, and they look like they're going to go 1-3-1 here, giving the Blue Devils something to think about.
Proctor gets it to Filipowski in the high post. Right by Glenn, and it falls in.
That's the guy you want to get it to. Big target in the middle of that zone. He's able to put it on the deck. There's not a more skilled 7-footer in the country than Kyle Filipowski. Don't settle if you're Louisville. Get to the rim.
Mid-range, Trey White knocks it down.
He's the one guy that has knocked down a couple of jump shots tonight. They got foul trouble here, but they're going. Let's see if they're going to go. Kenny Payne, Danny Manning is yelling instructions, trying to get the matchups together. They want to put Huntley Hatfield in the dunker spot against Mark Mitchell.
Roach over Glenn. Front rim, Mitchell, and time runs out. 1/2 in the books. It's Duke by a baker's dozen. The Blue Devils, with a win tonight, would secure a double bye in the ACC tournament. Time to get you to the studio. Duke 36, Louisville 23. Second half about to get started here at Cameron Indoor. Duke with a 13-point lead. Anish Shroff, Randolph Childress, Caleb Foster out for the Blue Devils, so Tyrese Proctor moves from the bench into the starting lineup. And John Shire told us that means there's opportunities for the other bench players for Duke. Sean Stewart had a couple of moments.
He did. He came in catching a lob there and here, just cutting off the penetration of Proctor and finishing, and doing things like that will get you in the lineup. But this guy, Jeremy Roach, has been unconscious all year long. His best year here is the Blue Devil, and they're stopping up from deep, knocking down a couple of threes here, and he's just so efficient in the way he's playing right now. And I don't know, with all the talent they have, I don't think anybody's been as consistent as Jeremy Roach.
Yeah, Roach 13 of his last 23 from three-point range. Again, no Foster. His status week to week, it's a lower leg. Kyle Filipowski, who hurt his knee in the court storm Saturday, he started tonight, 5.6 rebounds in the opening half. And with a win tonight, Duke secures a double bye in the ACC tournament next month.
You always want that double bye if you can get it, and Duke has bigger aspirations than just the ACC tournament, and I think they got to continue to develop this bench. You know, even when Caleb Foster returns, you got to keep guys coming in and just getting those guys ready, so when they're called, you just need to be a hero for that day and play well that day.
And this could be one of these games as Mitchell gets free inside. If this lead starts to expand and mushroom, you might see John Shire give some of those bench guys, TJ Power, Sean Stewart, who we mentioned, an extended run in the second half, get them some vital minutes here in conference play.
Definitely need to do that. And one guy I'm surprised, one of his veteran guards, Jaden Blakes, hadn't played much, and known as a defender bring some toughness on the defensive end, and they had needed it tonight so far.
Trey White makes that shot from the baseline, but that has been almost a microcosm of Louisville. They've taken a lot of tough shots over these last few games. You can even expand that further and say it's been a symptom most of the season.
Well, it's difficult to continue to stay aggressive on the offensive end when you unable to keep the ball out of the paint and at the rim, and it allows you to get kick threes just like that. It's because of the penetration, and you're not always accustomed to dealing with it from a center. And that's one of the issues in defending this Duke Blue Devil team, but their inability to guard the ball is the biggest issue that they have.
11 now for McCain. Glenn doubled along the baseline, and really that baseline served as a third defender, and now he gives it up. Roach pushing. McCain to Mitchell, who's got a dozen, and remember, Duke is 30-3 when he scores in double figures. An early timeout by Kenny Payne as Duke is open to the second half on a 7-2 run. Freshman Jared McCain, 11 points, 3 of 5 from deep tonight.
You have to get to him. If you notice, he's catching all the shots, catch and shoot threes. Here he's dropping off the dime to Mark Mitchell. But you got to run him off the line there. And this position, they catch Louisville just not getting back on defense. And he is having himself a freshman year. And I think him and Burton and Buck Carrington, the award is between those three. And it's going to be hard taking that award out of Durham, I can tell you that. He's making it difficult.
If you had a vote, who do you give ACC Freshman of the Year to?
No, you're going to do that to me.
Yes,
wow.
I am.
You know what? I think it's McCain, and I think all three of them. I think this goes down to the very end. I think it's one of the
answer.
If you're asking me to vote today, I'm going to say Burton at Notre Dame. And I say it because I think he has the most responsibility. It's the one award in the league that I don't associate with winning.
Okay.
I think it doesn't matter. I think he's had the most productive year for a freshman, and no player in the league has more responsibility on the team than he has.
Yeah, that's fair. Now, for the record, 5 of the last 6 and 8 of the last 10 ACC Rookie of the Years have gone to Duke Blue Devils. The only non-Duke players to win the award in that span, Dennis Smith from NC State and Scotty Barnes from Florida State.
I think this is the year it can happen. A couple of those freshmen from Duke were freshman / player of the year candidates. They were so good. So
Banchero, Zion, Bagley.
Those are special players.
Tylor Johnson to beat the shot clock, and the bank's not open.
And again, I think Jared McCain's had a great year and wouldn't be disappointed if he got the award. I just think Marcus Burton has so much on his plate, and as he goes, the Fighting Irish go.
Here comes James, and he will draw the foul. 2 shots coming. Well, Louisville down 18. Their 2 leading scorers, Scott Clark and Mike James, have been non-factors tonight. James with a chance to get his first points of the night.
Yeah, James picked up 2 quick fouls on this one, and the tendency when you get fouls early, you just get tentative and you don't get aggressive, and they're just jumping into Proctor trying to force the whistle, and that's what he does. He draws a ton of fouls. He's 3rd leading free throw attempt shooter in the league this year, and just hadn't quite gotten it going tonight. Only 2 field goals. You're not in the game when you only take 2 shots. And when you're 13 a game and the second lead scorer of the team, you need that guy to take more shots to be more assertive, particularly in a game like this, if you're going to come away with an upset.
And last Wednesday, when Louisville last played against Notre Dame, a 22-point home loss, James only had 2 points in that game on 1 of 7 shooting. This was a guy who had 3 straight games with 20 points just a month ago. Roach snakes inside.
Went zone there, and the Blue Devils' ability to knock down threes, you get so spread out. The number one thing again with Louisville is not containing the dribble, and you can't have someone drive against the zone and lay it up.
Clark off the feed from Johnson, and Louisville now 1 for 13 from 3. Huntley Hatfield working on Filipowski, and he'll get 2 shots.
You see the zone here, and just can't have this against the zone. It's 2-3 zone, and Roach just drives down the lane, and just no resistance. Very little resistance, and what a year he's having.
Tomorrow night, 10 Eastern, after the women's basketball doubleheader, the Nothing But Net crew will break it down. All the highlights, analysis of every game, plus a look ahead to the best matchups coming your way this weekend. It's right here on ACCN.
Filipowski doesn't have the numbers tonight, but wonder if he's still a little sore from the court storming incident, and you'd like to get this one over with, and if you can rest him and let him continue to recover, you would like it.
Mitchell wanted to throw down.
Mitchell looked like me trying to dunk right there. I didn't think that was close.
Sky Clark, the reverse layup. Well, he had made up his mind. I think the minute he got inside the three-point arc, you could see the wheels spinning, and he had made up his mind.
It looked like he decided he wasn't going to do it. It looked like me, like, I think I can do it, and then you get there and like, nah, I can't.
Roach for 3. Almost. Young, the offensive rebound. He's in there for Filipowski. Back out to Roach. This time, he hits. 3 for 4 from downtown. 13 for the senior.
47% from behind the three-point line. I don't think you want to give him back-to-back looks, and just such in the rhythm right now. This isn't a Duke pressure team that they've had in years past. This team is more in the gaps, keeping the ball in front. Give up a mid-range jump shot there. They'll live with those type of shots. But we talk so much about their offense. They're #1 in field goal percentage, and 2nd in scoring, and 3-pointers and assists. But this team is 4th in the league in scoring defense.
Big to big, the reverse jam by Mark Mitchell.
They do a great job of the 4 and the 5 playing off each other, whether it's Mitchell, Flip, or Ryan Young, just playing amongst each other. When they catch the ball, they're looking for that dunker spot.
Mitchell's got a game-high 14. Tylor Johnson, no good. He's 3 of 11 from the field.
And that's what I mean, the freshman will learn. He's settling for that 17-footer. It's Ryan Young in there at the rim, attacking. You know, you do all your working out in the summertime. Time to show.
Proctor has his 3 rim out. Clark machetes through the D for 2.
There you go. Don't continue to settle for those mid-range shots.
Louisville 1 for 13 from 3. You can see why. The previous 3 games, they were 10 for 44 from 3. As we get a foul. Crowd doesn't like it.
Just great cut there off the pass from Ryan Young, and Mark Mitchell's doing pull-ups on the rim. Duke up big here in the second half.
Well, we take a look at our star stories for players that have been crushing it of late. Brought to you by Crush. Well, McCain, Roach, and Mitchell tonight have outscored Louisville by themselves.
They have, and those 3 guys have combined for 38 points and really efficient, 14 to 22 from the field, and just having their way. Balls moving, and like I said, this is the #1 team in the conference in assists. And you play with 3 point guards on the floor, you expect the ball to move. And Shire said they actually fell into this more when Proctor initially went out of the lineup. Tyrese Proctor dominated the ball when he went out. It felt like they played with a faster pace, and when he came back, he just said, hey, let's continue to play this way. And no one as unselfish as he is, and the ball just continues to move. And you can see there, 15 assists on 20 baskets. It's just difficult to guard a team with this skill set.
James over Filipowski, who hits the deck. Gotta wonder, Oh, given what happened this weekend, and even though Filipowski is feeling better, if you're John Shire, how much longer does Kyle Filipowski stay in the game?
Well, this was far from over. This is still within reach, and he seems to be fine. I mean, other guys are playing well. They're not relying on anyone. When he gets it, he's drawing attention too, and they're not leaving him one-on-one.
They're going to foul on Okorafor.
He just needs to continue to be unselfish and let the ball move.
Roach curls off the screen. Now over the big guy Okorafor, and Jeremy Roach with 15.
That's why they're random screen with Roach. They switched. Filipowski popped, and Roach decided to attack the rim and finished over the big guy.
Okorafor bobbled the pass from Johnson, throws it up, and there is Mike James working the offensive glass.
Okorafor said, hey, I gave up a basket on the switch. You scored on me. I'm going to try to finish this. And
a little step aside, Duke up by 14. The Louisville team walked into Cameron Indoor. There were a few Duke fans outside who wanted to send their best wishes to Nolan Smith. One of the greats who played here in Durham, was on that 2010 national championship team. He was an All-American, ACC Player of the Year in 2011, and then held a number of different roles as an assistant coach and as a staffer for Mike Krzyzewski.
Yes, unbelievable guy, and obviously a very talented player, and should always be able to come home. And a lot of people came out to see him today to shoot around, and I know he had to be happy about that.
Here comes Proctor uncontested.
Yeah, I got caught chasing again, and no one in the help spot for Louisville, and continue to give up points at the rim.
Duke is shooting 56% from the field.
Only thing that stopped Duke is themselves with the turnovers.
The basket is good, plus the foul for Huntley Hatfield.
Great job by Tyler Johnson there, showing his speed, attacking the switch, beat Powell off the dribble there, and then dropping it off, and nothing Flip could do there. Can't have direct drives like that, and you especially can't have it in the middle of the floor. It's just hard to get help there.
Third foul on Filipowski. One of Louisville's strengths this year is getting to the free throw line, and they're a pretty good free throw shooting team, 77%, but tonight 7 of 14. Cardinals just 39% from the floor and 1 for 13 from 3. Here's Power, and there's a triple for the freshman TJ Power.
Just what you wanted to see. Great job by Jeremy Roach there. They came down. Proctor called a man-to-man play. Roach identified they were in zone, called his own offensive play, got the ball to Flip in the high post, and kicked it over to Powell for an open three.
And we're going to get Power with his third foul.
Great job getting to Flip. That's what he does. And most of his shots come from behind the three-point line. And Coach Shire said, want to get these guys going. He brings it. When he's on the floor, you got to get to him. You got to know where he is, and I think he can open up the floor for some of these other guys.
4 assists for Filipowski to go on with 7 rebounds and 7 points. White, the runner, too much. Here comes Roach. Easy 2 for Jeremy Roach. He's got 17 to lead all scorers.
Great job getting the stop there and pushing it. I'm sounding like a broken record saying another uncontested layup for the Blue Devils. But we got 2 freshmen here that Shire's trying to get these guys comfortable in minutes. And Stewart and Power, and they played well during the stretch. lead has expanded with these guys in now, what, 19, and I think he tried to leave them out as much as possible if they can continue to build on this lead or sustain it.
Duke right now sitting pretty in Joe Lunardi's projections. Currently, Joe has them in that top 4 seed grouping. But there's a few teams in the ACC you can't lose to where it could really hurt you as Filipowski cleans up. Can't lose to Louisville, can't lose to Georgia Tech. And, you know, you want to say you can't lose to Notre Dame. Notre Dame's starting to play well. A lot was made of Wake dropping the ball last night. Notre Dame's quietly won 4 out of 5. You had them over the weekend. They almost came back from 29 on the road against Syracuse. That was the one game in that stretch they lost.
Throw the numbers out. I think they're the best defensive team in the ACC.
Really?
Their issue is scoring. They're the most physical team in the league, and I think they're the best defensive team in the league. They just can't score the ball. They have offensive challenges, but the reason they're in games is because you're going to know you're in a fight when you play against Notre Dame, and now they're starting, and the young guys are gaining confidence, and Coach Forbes was nervous about that game. He was worried. You know, they're coming off a big game. The crowd was crazy for them against Duke, and they won that game, but he was worried about the Irish, knowing that they're starting to figure some things out.
ACC bracketology, that loss to Notre Dame still leaves Wake Forest in the field, a projected 10 seed. Virginia now in precarious bubble territory.
Yes.
Their offense has been hit or miss, and more miss than hit of late.
It is. They had scored 50 in the last 3 games, and they have got to figure some things out. They got a game tonight against Boston College, and I think it's a must-win game. If the Cavaliers drop this game tonight, I think they'll find themselves on the outside looking in the bubble. And, you know, just a couple of games ago, that team was as playing as well as any team in this league.
And BC is one of those teams, you group them with Virginia Tech, with Syracuse, with Florida State.
Yes.
If Miami's healthy, if they can get healthy, which is a big if right now. But there's a handful of teams that nobody's really talking about for the NCAA tournament right now that can really put a dent in somebody's resume.
Well, that's where we are at this point in the year. You only have a couple of games left, and
you look at Wake, right? Wake's a great example. You lose to Notre Dame, so the margin of error that you may have gained as we get a foul from the win against Duke, you give up some of that. You still have Virginia Tech on the road. You still have Clemson. If you win those 2, I don't think there's any issue. I think Wake Forest is in, and Randolph, we've seen that enough. Offensively, they can play with anybody. If they can just figure out playing a little better on the road and playing a little better defensively, there's no reason to think that not only can they get in, but they can play to the second weekend.
they've shown you they can. And defensively, I think they're fine. They're right there in games. They just can't close games on the road. But I think they're a tournament team. We're just going off of what's being projected. Saying like now, Virginia, we just saw about Lunardi last foray in, or, you know, one of the later teams in. So
Roach acrobatic.
Roach is just, I mean, his efficiency has just been unbelievable this year. And shoots 48% from the field, and 47 from 3, and 86 from the free throw line. Just has been as consistent. I think the Blue Devils' most consistent player all year long.
The senior captain now with 16 or more in 4 straight games. He's got 19 tonight. Johnson goes to work on McCain, freshman against freshman. 8 points for Tyler Johnson.
I think he can get to the rim whenever he wants. I think he shouldn't settle as much. Even when teams back off of him, just take up the space. Drive it with his speed is to get more comfortable. He'll see.
Glenn picks up foul number 3.
Jeremy Roach has it going here. Turns the corner, doing what he's been doing all day, living in the paint.
You're going to be treated to Mike Krzyzewski and Roy Williams talk about basketball, coaching, and their careers.
Our games had the best ingredients. If the officials don't screw it up, it's going to be a hell.
So I watched a lot of the clips that you'll see tonight when you get to watch the full conversation with Coach K and Roy Williams. And Wes Durham does a tremendous job of advancing that conversation, playing moderator and asking the right questions. But Mike Krzyzewski gets into how he worked the refs. And you have been, as a coach and a player, on the other side of that. Yes. Be honest, how many calls per game was he probably worth?
It didn't bother me as much as a player. Let me say that. But as a coach, you know, you would be cognizant of when you went in the locker room and knew that you had won the battle, the whistle with fouls, and you knew coming out that Coach K was going to give those guys an earful and make sure that they knew his team. He didn't feel his team was getting a fair shake. And you mentioned Wes, and I know he did a great job, as he always does. But I'm upset with Wes right now. He's sending me pictures. When he talked about the milkshake, he's sending me a picture of him and Corey Alexander with that peanut butter banana milkshake. And I got to get better friends, man. I'm just telling you.
Golf course is closed for Wes. Texting Randolph during a game. McCain has 14 for Duke.
Yeah, they're starting to get this open and bust this lead open here. McCain cannot allow him to get catch and shoot threes, and no one's better at doing that.
Back in 30 seconds. Randolph will try to find better friends. Largest lead of the game for Duke. Anish Shroff, Randolph Childress with you following our game. I know a lot of the Duke fans want to stick around to watch the conversation with Roy Williams, Mike Krzyzewski, and Wes Durham.
Yeah.
Moving that convo along between two coaching legends and intense rivalry. But there's so many layers. You know, one of the cool things you'll see is how Mike Krzyzewski and Dean Smith, how they saw their relationship grow over time, and to the point where they became friends even though they were rivals.
Well, the respect comes. I think you're just such a competitor at some point, and none greater than those two guys. And Coach K comes in, and as a competitor, he's trying to establish himself. He's trying to build this program and take it to new heights, and he did so. And you know, you don't always have to dislike your opponent. You just grow to respect them after a while. And just two of the greatest basketball minds the game has ever seen, and had the privilege of playing as a player, playing against both of those guys to show you how long they had been doing it, and then being able to come back and coach against those guys. It's just two of the greatest. You see those national championship banners there.
In 1991, Duke's first national championship came at the expense of Roy Williams, coached Kansas.
Yes. Duke in that 90, 91, 92 back-to-back championship team with Laettner and Grant Hill and
Bobby Hurley
and all those guys. I give them crap every time I see them.
Thomas Hill.
Those guys are unbelievable. One of the best college teams that ever existed.
Off balance Proctor. One of my memories that still sticks from those teams, it was the scowl that Cherokee Parks wore on his face. Remember?
Cherokee Parks. Just a lot of talented teams have come in this building, and I can imagine you can listen to Coach K and Coach Williams just for hours.
That follows our game, that conversation here on ACCN. They've done a tremendous job producing that piece. Saturday, we've got lacrosse here on ACCN. Number 7, North Carolina, the women, will host number 5, Notre Dame. And number 8, Johns Hopkins. Johns Hopkins is the Notre Dame of college lacrosse. They are, quote-unquote, back this year. They'll take on number 2, Virginia, the Cavaliers, national champions in 2019, 2021. Lost in the national semifinals to Notre Dame last year as Tyler Johnson hits a 3. And Friday, got Duke and Penn who will go at it. Duke right now the #1 team in the country. I told you I'd get across from that.
You did. And I hope you got the scouting report today. I mean, you saw you over there talking to coach.
It is a loaded team that they have. McCain, baseline drive. Proctor, and they get fouled. Nope, stepped down the line. Filipowski on the bench. He did pick up his 4th foul. I'm not sure he comes back in. Ryan Young is out there. Mitchell's had a really nice game, 14 points. 19 for Roach, 4 off a career high. And what is his 100th career start? Trey White's 3 not there. Louisville 2 for 16 from 3. And boy, it's been an issue of late. The last 4 games now, Louisville is 12 of 60 from 3-point range.
They have struggled, I think, all year. It's just not the strength of this team.
Good idea by Johnson. Kick ball.
I think one thing about this Louisville team that needs to be said as well is that this team is really young. And they get a lot of credit. You know, it's not our job to talk about what happens in the future with the coaching staff. But I think they are better than they were a year ago. I just think the times that we're living in, everyone wants the results to be now. They want them quicker. And this is a really young team.
And they're young in an age in college athletics when it's hard to field young teams because you have guys with extra years and COVID years. And there's teams out there where 5th and 6th year seniors, 23, 24, 25 years old sometimes.
Yeah. It's like imagining this Blue Devil team without the guy with the ball in his hand, Jeremy Roach. I don't know where they'd be without him. I mean, they'd be good. And this is with McDonald's All-Americans. And this would be a totally different team.
That one went through Clark. The miss by McCain. And Duke is one of, a couple of programs in the country. Want to throw Kentucky, maybe Kansas out there where you can reset your roster every year with really high-end freshmen, but that's not this Duke team. Do they have a talented freshman class? Yes. Think about who they brought back. They brought back Roach and Mitchell, Filipowski and Proctor. This Duke team brought back more mainstays than most Duke teams have in recent memory.
They have, and you just get so many. You know, you need to have an experienced team and a guy like Roach and Ryan Young to kind of hold things down.
3:49 to go in regulation. Blue Devils on the verge of a double bye. Once again, following our game, it's Coach K and Roy Williams, rivals reunited. A 1-hour sit-down with the 2 coaching legends in front of a, I guess you could call it, live studio audience at the Greensboro Coliseum. How about bravery right there? Those North Carolina fans. Now, they did pick the right seating section.
Yeah, they're seated the Louisville bench.
Behind the Louisville bench in a sea of red, but to wear that shade of blue here, that takes some gall.
Yeah, that's somebody's got to investigate that and find out what's going on. That's maybe early recruiting ahead of the game. They might be over trying to figure some things out. Hey, Coach Payne, what do we need to do to help the Tar Heels?
Mitchell, there's that line drive 3. How about this, Randolph? He's hit 9 threes on the season. 5 of them have come in the last 5 games.
Well, one thing he's doing is he's starting out in that dunker spot, getting comfortable. And before, I think he started early in the year, he was starting out behind the 3-point line. Now he's starting out inside. He's forcing you to guard him, and then he's getting in the flow of the game, and it's allowing him to get comfortable and knock down an occasional 3.
Clark turns it over. Duke is 9 of 17 from 3. Make it 10 of 18 as Proctor with his first triple. He's got 8.
So Shire burns one here, clear the bench, and Louisville didn't get back in transition, and Blue Devils with a 3-on-2, and it was either going to be Proctor or McCain getting that 3, and didn't want to rotate off McCain, so Proctor knocks it down. And it's one of those pick your poison situations when you guard this group.
Duke has hit 10 or more threes 11 times now this season. as Clark drills it. Fourth game in a row where Duke has hit at least 10 threes, and it's the fourth game in a row where Louisville has given up at least 10 threes.
Now they're a difficult team to press because of the amount of handlers, and that's the one thing I think you can look at tonight. The Blue Devils had 10 turnovers in the first half, only 3 in the second half, and that's what this team typically looks like.
Proctor lets it fly. Young, the offensive rebound, goes right back up. Stewart skies, and now Johnson. Clark down the lane, the drop off for Huntley Hatfield, who slams it over Stewart. All right, Randolph for Duke. As we head into the home stretch of the season, they've got Virginia, NC State, and UNC, and then the ACC tournament. What are your big questions for Duke moving forward besides the health of Caleb Foster?
I think the bench is the biggest concern you got to have. They're better defensively than you think. They don't pressure you as much as they have in years in the past. They're more in gaps, keep you in front, rebound the basketball. We know about their efficiency on the offensive end of the floor. You know, with the Caleb Foster injury, that's big. You see Ryan Young off the bench, he's scoring there, and he's usually that left shoulder guy. And he brings a lot of physicality and energy to the group, but he doesn't bring a lot of point production. And as they enter March, ACC tournament and NCAA, what type of production are they going to get coming from the bench? It puts a tremendous amount of pressure from the starters to just score so much.
That's a tough spot. Former walk-on Spencer Hubbard, who got a big applause when he came into the game, number 55. Walk-on comes in, hey, try to keep up with Tyler Johnson.
Yeah, that's unfair. Hadn't even got loose in one trip in, and you got that guy coming at you with a full head of steam. At least you're in the books. You get the foul.
That's right.
There you go. They know you played. Now it's documented that you've been in.
Hubbard, 5'8", 167. Senior out of Los Angeles.
Give him a ball screen.
Oh, the crowd wants to see Hubbard make one.
Yeah, he's going to get the ball here. They're going to get it to him. Run a ball screen. He's been on the scout team.
Power for three. Now this place will erupt if Hubbard can knock down a basket.
Get it to him.
Johnson's trying to deny it.
There it is.
Here comes Hubbard down the lane. Power again, a three. Stewart another rebound, and he puts it home.
Even though this game is out of hand, that's what you want to see from Stewart and Powell. Just taking shots with confidence, and Stewart defending like this on the ball. I thought it was good defense, and going to the offensive glass on the previous possession. Don't look at the score, just continue to play. Continue to show things and force Coach Shire to play you in moments that matter. You got to show him in moments where it doesn't matter, like now.
Stewart tonight, 9 points, 8 rebounds.
You know the talent's there, and what he does is you don't need to generate offense for him, run offensive plays for him. He's cutting off the ball on the weak side, getting dunks, getting offensive rebounds, and that's okay. He's just an elite athlete with that's his superpower right now. He has to continue to develop the skill set. That'll come. Productive minutes for him tonight.
Now Tyler Johnson doesn't want to give anything to Hubbard. He lets it play.
Hubbard there comes off the ball screen. No rotation. He knocks it down, and the Camden are going crazy, as they should. It's a great sight to see. One of the lost arts with so much going on in college athletics now, worrying about net rankings. The walk-ons don't get to play as much anymore, and What a moment. You got to be so happy for this young man.
That was the loudest it's been in here all night with the game out of hand. This entire crowd, and especially the crazies, wanted to see Spencer Hubbard get his.
I don't think everyone understands how hard they work. They do everything else that everyone does, and I wish we can get back to that. Maybe shorten the number, whatever that number is. Shorten it, you know, if it's 30, shorten it to 20, whatever it is, so we can have more moments like this in college athletics. This is what it's about. For people like that, they'll never forget those moments, and you can see what it does to the crowd. He won't shoot this, though. He'll hold it.
When you played, what was that like on the bench when a walk-out made a basket?
Nothing better than that. They work so hard. You know how much work they put in. They do everything you get to do without those opportunities. They're few and far. You owe it to them to get them on the floor. Great job by his teammates tonight.
Spencer Hubbard puts the exclamation point on a convincing Duke win. The Blue Devils clinch a top 4 seed for the ACC tournament and the double bye that comes with it. Coming up your way next, it is the premiere of Coach K and Roy Williams. Rivals reunited. You want to stick around for this conversation between two coaching legends. That's next here on ACCN.